a very happy Mother's Day. Um, Welcome to Brahma Kumaris, Silicon Valley. We are on a new series, second class, building strong relationship with kids. Today is class number 2. We'll get started with a short meditation and then into the discussion. So please join me in this meditation. Loosen the body. Sit comfortably with back upright if possible and body as still as it is comfortable. And let's take few deep breaths in remembrance of the Supreme, the Source. Visualize everything is getting offloaded from your mind. You are the master, the commander-in-chief. So release the burdens and become super light. When we go on a journey, the journey becomes easy and fun when we travel light. This life is a very long journey, and we, the soul, the beautiful, magnificent, and divine travelers, don't need to carry the burden of even our body. It's not us, it's just a costume. So the body might have difficulties, discomfort, pain, weaknesses, but it's just a costume. My state of mind, my inner world of feelings is not dependent. I travel super light. I'm a point of light. What can be lighter than a tiny dot that I am? And I have made the Supreme God Himself my companion. There is nobody more loyal and responsible than God. So when He is my companion, and I am a tiny dot. Why all the tensions, the worries, and the stress? I am light, a spiritual light, and a light traveler with the companion of God. It is very difficult to be fragrant when we are not light, when we are constantly occupied with the to-do list, with the mistakes, with the weakness, with the future burden, the blockages from the past, then our thoughts are filled with bad odor. Our aura is impure and weak. Whoever comes in contact with us can feel the disturbance in our aura. Our presence will want them to run away from us. No relationship stands a chance when my aura is disturbing and pungent. I am a spiritual rose of God's garden, a rose that has the fragrance of knowledge and travels light. I am a point of light. Nothing is mine. When I came to this world, I didn't even have a body. I didn't have a home. I didn't have a gender. I didn't have a language, a degree, a job. I didn't have any physical relationships. I was so light. Mother Nature has given me many gifts, starting with my body. But one day, when I go back home, I cannot take anything with me. It's only my good deeds that travel with me. So I, the spiritual rose, remembers that I am a point of light. Nothing is mine. Yet I am so rich with peace, love, and joy. God is my companion. Everything is His responsibility. when I become light in my thoughts, my aura becomes fragrant, attractive, peaceful, and every relationship that comes in contact with me feels the fragrance. I am that spiritual rose whose fragrance can be felt by the entire world. A physical rose can at the most make a room fragrant, but I, God's spiritual rose, has the ability to make the entire world fragrant with my pure and benevolent feelings. Thank you, my ever blossoming rose God, for making me beautiful and fragrant just like you. Welcome everyone to Building Strong Relationship with Kids. Some of you just joined us, so wishing you all a very happy Mother's Day. And today's class, so first class we talked about the foundation of strong relationship, and really till we have not forged a relationship with the self, it's very hard to forge relationship with anybody else. If we don't know how to belong to ourselves, we cannot belong to anyone, and nor can anyone else belong to us. It's just going to be so temporary unless we learn the art. And belongingness happens only when, first of all, you need to know someone to belong to them. And that knowing has to be beautiful, right? If I know myself, but I hate myself, that means I cannot belong. And that is what one of the most beautiful changes that I saw in me after joining Brahma Kumaris is their knowledge helped me fall in love with myself. Pure love, not love which puts others down or me better or me down and others better. No, it's not a comparison based love. We all know that never sustains. We will go through our cycles of up and downs. But based on my complete journey of who I am, where do I come from, what is my cycle in this world drama, till we don't understand the complete story, it's very hard to fall in love with the actor. If we join in between a drama or a movie, we'll say, what is this actor up to? Especially if that actor is going through some kind of a negative role. We'll say, I hate this actor. This actor is so mean. But if you understand the whole journey that actor has taken, you will then fall in love with not only the story, but also the actor. And that is what I found at Brahma Kumaris, because it gave me my complete story. So today we will focus on certain factors that weaken our relationships. So we not only just need to be aware of how to strengthen, because if we are filling a bucket, trying to fill it with a lot of love and warmth, but at the same time there is a lot of leakage of that love. One time we are trying to build strong relationship, but then we are also doing things to weaken it. That relationship can never become strong. So we would obviously fix the leakage, the holes in that bucket, so that all the love we are pouring in it remains there. So today, let's investigate what are certain factors that cause the relationship to become weak. So starting off, like we all know, core ingredient of any relationship is indeed love. Simple love. And love, I believe, has many siblings, brothers and sisters. You would call it kindness, mercy, forgiveness. A lot of these things, the words that are very synonymous to love. So it is indeed a primary ingredient for any relationship to succeed. But typically, we are looking for love in a relationship. We are wanting love. We are hunting for love. We all know it cannot be purchased anywhere in a supermarket. And if I am a needy, if I'm constantly needing love, other people's attentions, other people's praise, appreciation, then the one who is needy can never really give or even receive unconditional love. Needy means needy. They will never get satisfied. You can call them greedy. The one who has the desire to receive love will never be satisfied because they don't know how to fulfill themselves. They need a person who needs, they need every day. Just like this body needs food. You feed it 100 kgs of food today. Does it mean tomorrow it will not be hungry? It will need. You feed it every day a lot. Do we feel that after that 1 month I don't need to feed the body? No, we all know. Actually, it will need that same amount. I might have been eating very less, but now I started feeding it more, thinking at least after this 1 week I will not eat. No, you'll after 1 week you'll need to eat even more than what you ate today. So anything that is needy, you can almost think they are greedy, means no matter how much you give, they will still want more. They will never be satisfied. They'll always be doubtful. So internally we need to check, am I needy? Am I constantly feeling nobody loves me, nobody gives me attention, nobody praises me? Then even if they do, in their own way, they are trying to give you actually unconditional love, but you will never feel that satisfaction. A person who's needy, no matter how much they get, it is not enough for them. So the problem is not with the people who are giving you, but the problem is with me and me alone. Till we don't understand this, we will keep looking, hunting in the market who can give me lot of love. And that is what this world is doing. Why is this concept of girlfriend and boyfriend going on so much? Why do people break up thinking this person doesn't deserve my love because they are not giving me back as much as I am giving? So break up. Now let me fish for someone who gives me a lot. Their hunt continues. And even if they get married, they break because after that they find out they're not giving me as much as they should be. So when I am in this position where I'm looking for love, good luck. We will keep looking for the entire life and still not find it. So the core ingredient is missing in me and I am looking for it everywhere. I will never find it. That means my relationships are going to be very, very weak. So we should check as parents. Am I looking for love and respect from my kids? Yes, indeed, there are certain boundaries where they do need to be respectful. It's a different story that as a parent, I need to teach them to be respectful. But suppose because they're having a bad day or because of some teenage phase, whatever different reasons they are being rude, do you feel insulted when they are rude? Do you feel very sad and disappointed that they are not loving you. That means you are in this hunt for love. And where are you hunting? Your kids. We forget as a parent, it is our responsibility to really teach kids to give and give love. But when we, the parents, become beggars of love, then very hard to teach anything to the kids. We end up making them also beggars of love. And if we think about it, why are we looking or wanting love? Why are we not feeling it within us? And indeed, wrong awareness of the self will make love a business deal. And I think if you've attended some of the Brahma Kumaris classes, you must have realized by now the body consciousness. When I think of myself as a daughter, wife, mother, friend, sister, whatever that bodily role might be, then I have a bunch of relationships, right? Some are um, just acquaintance, some are friends, some are family, some are strangers that I meet, and some might be my own romantic couple. So these are all the relationships that I have. And if my relationships are, if I am only looking at them in the physical dimension, typically relationship these days have become a business deal where we are looking, I gave you this much percentage, how much are you giving me back? I'm not giving you 1% more than what I have received from you. You know, in Brahma Kumaris, we are taught when we started our world journey, the first half of the world journey or the world cycle, everybody just gave and gave. And their language was, you know, I have so much. Everything of yours is yours, but mine is also yours. Feel like everything that I have is yours. Please take whatever you want. Feel comfortable. Just take whatever you want. Everything is yours. The other person will also say, no, you take whatever you want. I don't need anything. And then when we came to halfway through the cycle, our language became mine is mine, yours is yours. I will not touch yours, you don't touch mine. Very businesslike. And when the last stage, the darkest stage of the soul comes, which is the Iron Age or the Kali Yuga, our language became mine is mine, yours is also mine. We became very, very selfish, jealous. I need everybody's love. Parents' love should only be for me, not for my other sibling. They should actually hate the other sibling. My partner should only like me. He should hate his sisters. He should hate his parents. This is called extreme darkness of the soul, where the soul becomes super needy, needs everything only for himself or herself. So when I recognize myself as just a physical body or the bodily relationships, every relationship becomes a business deal. And in a business deal, what are the criteria? You gave me X, I will give you that much X only. If you give me 20, I will give you 20. So we become very, very calculative. We feel I can't give love just like that. You've never been loving towards me. And so it becomes really a deal of giving and taking. If you haven't given, I will not give you. You wished me on my birthday, I will. You gave me a fancy gift, I will. You gave me a very ordinary gift, I will also give you a ordinary gift. So, when we are just in the awareness of our physical existence doesn't have any emotions, just like this phone has no emotions of love or happiness. It's just a non living thing. And when we act like a non living being, even though our emotions are there, but we are not living in the awareness that I am the creator of love. We are not living in the awareness that if I don't create love, I am the one who's suffering the most. So when I see someone not treat me that well. And I say, I also will not treat this person well. And we feel, the ego says, I'm causing this other person damage. No, they are not getting damaged. I, the one who's not creating love, gets damaged. A soul is very uncomfortable when it is creating hatred, resentment, or dislike. Its body also suffers. So, who is in the loss? But we don't realize when we are in physical awareness, we don't realize that when I'm not creating love, I'm damaging myself. I don't realize that I'm the creator of love. I said, no, no, love is outside. People are supposed to give it to me. I don't have any love. When they give it to me, I also give it back. So, characteristic of selfish love, when we get into a lot of the physical love, this is the biggest difference between physical and spiritual love is physical love is very selfish, and anything that is selfish will not be giving generously, right? Because I feel I have very limited love, this much only. I want it only for myself. I need love. I can't share it with anyone. None of the siblings should get more love of my parents. Nobody should get attention of my partner. Nobody should get attention of my child. Just me and me only. And when will I give love? When they are only giving love to me, then I'll also give love. Otherwise, I can't give. They didn't give, why will I give? So the selfish characteristic is that love will be very limited and conditional, very possessive. Possessiveness is not at all love. It is a form of very dark form of selfishness. And when you are that selfish, what will you want? You will want that other person you love to be tied to you, very scared that you will lose them. Attachment is a sign of selfishness. I can't send you far off. Why? Because, well, I can only feel love and happiness when you are around me. When you go away to a far off college, I cannot be happy. This is my love for you. No, no, this is your selfishness. Your child's good future, that doesn't matter. My happiness matters. So you stay next to me. So we need to check. Attachment is a form of selfishness. And many times it also takes a very degrading form, where we are begging for love. I will do anything, just like me, give me some attention. I will do anything. And the other person is rejecting you constantly. Doesn't matter. I have seen certain people in some relationship where the other person is not interested, is not at all wanting to take care, but the other person is so needy of that love. They will do anything. We lose our own dignity. And then love becomes very, very conditional. If you are meeting my requirements, then I will love you. If you are not meeting my expectations, I reject you. So we need to check if our love for the kids is ever becoming conditional. Do I get upset with them? Am I sad when my child behaves certain way? Do I lose hope in my child or my child's future or the relationship with the child? Check what is the reason. Generally, there is some selfishness associated with it. And that selfishness could be, I wanted this, my child is not obliging. And when the love becomes very selfish, it is very, very, biased towards the self's interest. It doesn't care about others at all. And slowly we will see that lot of our virtues we start losing. We will start lying left and right. We will not care about justice or fairness. integrity or equality, nothing will matter when selfishness arises in us. We will we will do anything to get our way. And sometimes this also comes into picture with our partner. So relationships with our partner also becomes very crucial in order to build a strong relationship with the child. So if the couples are not having a great relationship, then it does have a huge impact on the way I will relate to my kids. It's very hard when you are having a difficult relationship with your partner that you will have a beautiful relationship with your child. Any relationship in our life will take away our energy if it is not smooth. So, one of the most beautiful things that I have learned is I need to keep my thoughts with insanity and economical. And anytime there is a disturbance in a relationship, these thoughts get wasted. The energy becomes heavily utilized in creating lots of thoughts. And such a state of mind, it's very hard to have any good relationship. So even though we might be separated, for example, some couples are separated or they've decided to mutually live apart, but as long as that has happened and inside I am clean, whatever happened, happened, I am done. Now the relationship is clean. I don't have any animosity or any kind of ill will. Then you can actually form good relationship with your kids. But if there is a friction with the parent of my child, it's very hard to form a good relationship with the child. And typically, when there is a lot of selfishness where I want, then inside my thoughts and feelings might be very crappy. But because I want from the other person, I might say some beautiful words and actions which I actually don't mean at all. So, integrity is not there, honesty is not there, and I'm instead actually lying. So, when our thoughts, feeling, words, and actions are misaligned, it's a form of dishonesty, and such relationships can never blossom. So, when selfishness arises in us, we tend to lie a lot. We will be thinking something else, but we will be saying completely different things. And the more physical awareness we have, we will feel that day by day we are feeling empty of love. And it is actually a very disturbing state of mind when we don't feel love in us. That it's a state where I cannot love myself. And typically, the way we learn to love ourselves is when others love us. Especially for a young child, the basis of loving themselves, feeling good about themselves, is that their parents unconditionally love them. So, at an early age, it's very hard to just be in love with yourself. You learn to love yourself through your parents' love, which is good. Possible some of us might not have had that kind of beautiful setup where we could feel that love. Doesn't matter, as long as in spirituality you've learned it. It's now your job to learn the art of loving yourself. But we can never learn this art if we are in the market looking for love. So when we are living in the physical awareness, we feel love is not our creation, love comes from outside. So if I'm looking for love, if I am needy of love, and say, suppose I'm extremely lucky. I got a partner that adores me, that loves me unconditionally. But because I am needy, I feel the only way I can get love is from my partner. I will become very possessive of the partner. I will constantly be paranoid when the partner is here or there for few minutes. I will be very jealous if my partner is giving more attention to their parents. I will be very insecure if my partner is little late. And I will be very upset if the partner ignores me even little bit. So, well, I have a partner who's really someone who's in love with me and is giving me every love that is possible in the book. My friends are telling me we've never seen a more caring and lovable partner. You are so lucky. Yet ask me, man, no, I'm not lucky. He seems to be liking the parents more. He seems to be neglecting me, doesn't call me 10 times a day. Bottom line, if I am looking for love, I will never consistently feel love. It's going to be my own interpretation. And such love is perishable. We all know physical relationships are perishable. Why? Because of death. Anybody can leave the body any moment. And if they are the permanent source of love for me, I don't know how else to love me. If my partner loves me, I love me. And if I don't have partner in my life, then what do I do? Suppose the partner decides to leave me or death happens, then what? That love is gone in my life. There is no more love. This is the reading. This is the reading my love tank will show. We need to very deeply realize we might have many relationships, we might be blessed, and maybe they are all loving. But it is just a matter of time before I realize that I am empty. Depending on love outside in any relationships will make us very empty, very insecure, very attached and fearful, constant fear. What if something happens to them? Then what will happen to me? Because I will not be able to get any love. It is selfishness. Selfishly, we want them to be close to us forever. So, till I don't realize what spiritual love is, I will be empty. And what is the first lesson of spirituality? That I, the soul, is the creator of love. I'm a being of love. I'm the child of the ocean of love. So, we are all souls, a spiritual energy, and our form is point of light. We are wearing this costume, body, to express ourselves. And we've come from the nirvana, the spiritual home. And one day we'll go back here. None of these relationships are here forever. We all know that. We've seen many people die, and when they die, they don't take their relationships with them. They go alone. That we all know. And I belong to the ocean of love, God, who is just like me, a point of light. It's an irony, and it's also a bit of sadness that we are the children of ocean of love and we are looking for love everywhere. Facebooks, social media, emails, phone calls, everywhere we are looking for little bit of love. Till we don't spiritually realize who we are, we will always remain empty of the most beautiful experience of being rich in love. And when we realize our spiritual awareness, we will never want to take from anyone. We will fully realize and live by this principle that giving love is the only way to receive it. And why do I keep giving? Because I'm abundant. I'm a royal soul. I'm the child of ocean of love. Never. Ocean means what? Never ending. No matter how much water you take away from ocean, it will never get empty. It will remain the same. In fact, it will become more. So when I spiritually realize how rich and full I am, that my royalty is in giving, I'm a king. I am not a beggar who keeps looking and begging for love. No, I give. The energy that the spirit releases gives love, with receives love. I don't have to wait for anyone to give it to me. Automatically comes back from the nature. It's the law of the nature. And as we increase the spiritual awareness that I'm the child of God, and God is considered to be a fountain, eternal source of selfless love, the only being that has no expectations for, he doesn't expect anything in return. He's only a donor, he's not a receiver. He only gives, benefactor. So Raj Yoga meditation, this is what we do. We first awaken who we are, this tiny point of light, and then we connect directly to the source. Because in the multiple life and death, cycle of life and death, we've all forgotten who we are. We become very, very depleted. We don't have any love left in us. We are habituated for looking and fishing for love outside. And that habit will change only when I fill myself up daily with God's love. God's love is very nourishing, very comforting. Highly recommend you to take this course of Raj Yoga meditation, which is starting today, or actually it started yesterday. Um, Highly recommend. They teach you how to connect to the source and charge yourself. Every other source of love we know is perishable, because human beings, their bodies are perishable, so relationships do end. But God is the only being that is imperishable, does not take a form of body. So when I connect my intellect to God and I fill my tank up completely with love, the spiritual tank becomes full. Soul will start feeling so much fullness in them that they will not wait for people in the house to give them any attention or to give them some appreciation. They will open heartedly start giving, and they will laugh at their earlier state where they were constantly wanting and expecting. It does take us some time to reach this stage, because we are very habituated to being in this empty zone and fishing for love, hunting for love. So it does take some time. Even when you become half full of love, it is such a different, beautiful state of existence, where majority of times you are able to unconditionally give love. Sometimes you become a beggar of love, because habit, deep habit, right? It will take some time to go away. And God's love, for me in this last 7 years, one of the most beautiful experience has been to be connected to God and to understand Him. He is a conscient energy, a soul. Just like us, He has a mind that thinks. He has a heart that feels. And you can connect to Him and listen to what God is saying. It is through thoughts. So as we develop purity in us, and in Raj Yoga meditation, they teach you what are certain things that help in staying pure. And when the soul becomes pure, it's able to catch the pure thoughts and vibrations of God. And for me, in this journey of inner cleansing, meditation is nothing but looking inwards and transforming the self. So before you transform, you'll see a lot of dirt inside of you. And many times I would get disgusted with myself and I would sit here thinking that this person will also now neglect me because I am so dirty. I am so weak. But never, always I have found this being to be uplifting. For me, really, to become a better parent, as I have forged a very strong relationship with God as my father, my mother, my teacher, and my guru, my friend, my beloved, I have found what love means really. He never gives up on me. I give up on myself and I sit in front of him like, that's it. There is no hope for me anymore. I will make the same mistakes again. I'll sit in front of him crying, saying, now even he's not going to talk to me, but I can catch his thoughts. I can always see his hope for me. So one of the most beautiful quality of God's love is that he is always uplifting. He never looks at what has gone wrong. He remembers his responsibility as a parent is to uplift. His He is the ocean of mercy. And why does he maintain mercy? Because he is truth. He has the entire knowledge of my journey, his child's journey in this world drama. He knows his children have gone through cycle of life and death and they've forgotten everything. They've acquired a lot of negativity in them, not their fault. They were meant to forget. They were meant to acquire negativity. I need to be merciful. I need to be forgiving. And that is why, even when I make repeated mistakes, or even when I feel I'm so weak and incapable, he maintains his mercy. He doesn't lose his hope. He doesn't get impatient. And in Brahma Kumaris, we call God with very beautiful name Shiva. That's what he addresses himself as. And we call him with love Shiv Baba. And Shiv means benevolent, super benevolent. No matter you might be negative, you might have your own intentions, he will always do. Suppose I might not even have so much of intellect and I might want a thing that is actually damaging for me, but I'm like become the stubborn, mischievous child. I want. And every day I'm telling my parents. So my parent sees that. He will still help me, but will also take care that he will do it in a way that, my wish is also fulfilled, but yet that wish is not damaging me. He is a super benevolent being. He refuses to focus on my weaknesses. Time and again, when I've made mistakes or when I see a lot of negativity in me, I am still able to connect to him. He's still able to help me. And I feel, what are you made out of, God? You don't you see? I'm not that good. I'm not capable of your love. I'm not worthy of your love. And he says, no, I see your potential. I see the beauty in you. And you will change. So never gives up, always uplifting, refuses to focus on small issues. He looks at my potential. Extremely generous. He doesn't see how much has she given, how much has she listened to me. He is a benevolent being, a benefactor, extremely generous. He doesn't keep the account, oh, she gave me this much, she helped me so much, he didn't do this for me, she didn't listen. That's not all the things he remembers. He's a beautiful parent. And on all of this addition, the biggest thing I like about him is he makes you independent. So in my beginning, in my journey, I felt he was very, very close, constantly tracking and keeping me on my toe. But after some time, I felt there was a little bit of a distance where he wanted me to walk alone, make some mistakes, and learn from it. He was still there. But his love will never make us dependent. He will never do things where I will not learn. He will make sure that I am learning and I'm changing and I'm growing. So for me, I have as a parent learned how to love my kids based on all the ways I have seen God love me. So these ingredients are super critical for making a strong relationship with our kids. Check if your mercy ends when your child is rude at times. Check, are you always having this thought of uplifting your child? Check, are you binding your child, or are you okay with them having a distance with you? Check if we are constantly focusing on their small mistakes of not keeping the room clean, small things like whatever that could be, right? Disorganized, or maybe watching a bit more of TV. Every small thing, am I focusing only on that, or do I know overall how beautiful my child is? Yes, we want all the things to go away, that's different. But if this is the only thing that I remember, and I'm constantly, my mind is consumed, my child has this problem, my child has that problem, my child, when will he change, if this is the only thing, means I'm only looking at their weaknesses. I am clueless about their potential. And if you're clueless of your potential, and if you're only focusing here, they will never reach their potential. It will take them a lot more longer. Last, want to leave with few beautiful quotes from Brahma Kumaris. Selfless love is the core ingredient for any strong relationships. And that's the royalty and dignity of our soul. After all, we are heir of God's wealth. Wealth is what God's wealth is. Biggest wealth is love. And how can I, who's such a royal and dignified being, human souls are the most elevated creation of God, how can I beg or want or expect? No, I give. And only the one who gives is the one that will feel rich. And if you are needy, you will forever be needier and needier day by day. So, with that, we come to the end of today's class, and we can take up some questions if you have any. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Sure, we can share the details of the Raj Yoga meditation course. Pallavi, sister, can you please put in the link to our website where they can actually go and register for the course? If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute and ask the question.
Can we get the previous session?
Uh, sure, it's on the YouTube. So if you go to the YouTube and search for Brahma Kumari's Silicon Valley, you'll find our you'll find our YouTube page. And there, if you go for playlist, you'll find the first class recording there.
Thank you.
Sister, a quick question. What if like your spouse gets offended when your teenage child talks back, which is a typical thing that they do, and when they're tired or something end of the day, and if they talk back, then essentially it irritates the person. In that scenario, how do you go about handling it? I mean,
Yeah, generally, unless it's become very violent or very abusive, it's best to not interfere when something like that is happening. And it's always good to talk later in the private, and just, it's good to remain kind towards the spouse. It's unless you are going through this spiritual awakening and realization, this kind of thing is pretty norm, where you expect from your kids to be nice, especially in our generation that was the norm. Today's generation, it is not. So being understanding towards your partner, and when there is a casual time and it's more relaxed, just mentioning, today's generation, it is like that. We got to be more patient, we got to be more sweeter. This phase will go away, otherwise it will become worse. So that's the time to just bring it up.
thank you, sister.
So one question on Q&A: what if one feels that they don't have any love left in themselves to give to other family members? Really, the only way to fill yourself with love is through God. He's the only being, He's the only source of love. We also will become source of love, but we need to fill ourselves up. And how are we trying to fill ourselves up? Through other people. But everybody is depleted. In today's world, everybody is looking for love. Nobody has, and if they have, it is very conditional, very limited. It's very calculative. And there is no purity and richness, and no source of love is there forever, whether it's your parents, your partner, or your child. We all know they are perishable sources. So the only way to really charge yourself up is through God. Once you have filled yourself up, you will become that source. And through you, that love of God will start flowing to others. So if you are someone who is practicing meditation and who is filling yourself with love, you can certainly send us vibrations to this other person who might not still have had spiritual awakening or does not believe in God, whatever that might be. But anybody who's not tried this meditation, highly recommend it. For me specifically, I come from a religion where concept of God was not there. So for me, it was really a leap of faith. Luckily, I've been blessed with a quality of experimentation. Try everything, don't say no to anything. This knowledge was so mind blowing that I said, why not? I do believe there is one superpower. Okay, that superpower is called God. Let me try and connect. And such magical experiences that, yeah, I'm so lucky that I did try that experimentation. Yeah, please go ahead. Somebody raised their hand. All right. We are all out of time. If you have a minute, please stay back for a very short meditation. I am an exact replica of my eternal parent, the divine, the source of all virtues and powers. The highest on high, the richer than the richest, and the holier than the holiest. God is my parent. How can I say I don't have love? How can I say I need love? How can I say that others don't like me? That's against my royalty, my heritage. I am from a royal clan that only knows how to give. I'm neither a beggar or seeker of love. I'm a reservoir full of love. May every being in this webinar be filled with love. May every being in my city be filled with love. May every human soul in this world be filled with love. I'm the child of the benefactor, and I only and only give love. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. I'll see you again next week.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.